be a fighter, and I still got hands. They slow, but if you get up on me real close, I can still knock your neck weight, and I'll knock your short ass out. I'll shoot your perm straight out your head.
If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview.
Steve Harvey cheated on every single one of his wives. Like, every single one of them, probably with the exception of Marjorie. But Marjorie was always the side chick. Marjorie was the woman he was messing with, I believe, when he was married to his...
So Steve Harvey is back at it again, threatening to put his hands on Katt Williams. But there's a twist. We're now hearing that it's allegedly Steve's wife, Marjorie, who's pushing Steve to go after Katt. Now, Steve previously claimed he was over the whole drama, and he even said he regrets responding to Katt. But now sources are saying Marjorie has been egging Steve on, and allegedly telling him he needs to destroy Katt's career for good. So here's what's happening. According to sources close to the situation, Steve is allegedly trying to use his connections to powerful people in Hollywood to ruin Katt and cancel him for good. These sources are saying that Steve has been reaching out to network executives, comedy club owners, and talent bookers, and asking them to help him sabotage Katt's career. And he allegedly told them, "You book Katt, you don't book me." Now, why would Steve do this when he already said he's done beefing with Katt? Well, according to those same sources, it's not actually Steve who's driving this whole cancellation campaign. They're saying it's allegedly Marjorie Harvey. And if you know anything about Marjorie's history, that actually makes a lot of sense. Let's look at the timing. Steve stayed quiet for nearly 7 months after Katt's Club Shay Shay interview went viral. But then in June 2024, he snapped at his own charity event and said that he'll destroy Katt.
And I want to say Katt Williams ain't shit. I wanted to say, I can't say it on the radio, so I don't use my platform to bring nobody down. But when I'm live, though, I'll destroy your ass.
So Steve later claimed everything Katt said about him was a lie. But then why did he wait 7 months to respond? You either respond right away or you don't address it at all. Well, we're hearing that Steve planned to ignore the whole thing, but somebody was in his ear telling him to go after Katt and destroy him. And that somebody is allegedly Marjorie. Apparently, Marjorie was furious at Katt for one specific comment he made during his Club Shay Shay interview. And it wasn't the light-skinned, ugly-faced wife comments. Instead, Marjorie was allegedly furious that Katt mentioned Steve's ex-wife, the one Steve dumped and left her with nothing to be with Marjorie.
Thanks to my wife, I'm where I am. You said that about the first wife. You forget that? You told us it was her, then you went and married somebody else that think like a man. Like, what are you talking about? They think...
So let's get into Marjorie's history, because once you understand who she really is, it will make sense why she wants Steve to destroy Katt. Marjorie Harvey was born Marjorie Elaine Bridges on October 10th, 1964 in Memphis, Tennessee. She was born to a white mother, Doris Bridges, and a black father, Jesse Tolliver. Marjorie attended the University of Memphis, but dropped out to pursue a career in fashion. But that's not all she pursued. See, Marjorie was married twice before Steve, and both of her husbands were dealers and convicted felons. Her first husband, Jim Townsend, was sentenced to life in prison in 1992 for trying to buy 40 kilograms of nose candy. He served 26 years before Barack Obama pardoned him. Now get this, while Jim was locked up, Marjorie was allegedly being watched by the FBI. They never charged her with anything, but she was on their radar, which means they must have had a reason to keep an eye on her. But Marjorie wasted no time. As soon as Jim was sentenced, she moved on to a man named Donnell Woods. But Donnell was involved in the same line of business as Jim, and he was eventually indicted for transporting illegal substances from Houston to Memphis. Now here's where it gets interesting. Marjorie had kids with these men. She had 2 children with Jim Townsend, son Jason and daughter Morgan, and she had 1 daughter, Lori, with Donnell Woods. But when she married Steve and got that Harvey name, Marjorie had her kids' last names changed to Harvey. And it wasn't just about the money. I mean, sure, that was a big part of it. And according to Steve's ex-wife Mary, money is the reason Marjorie made Steve cut off both his ex-wives and turn his kids against their biological mothers.
Because what I think about, was he scared? Who was hitting him? Was it her? Was it him? Was he out of his clothes? Was he screaming? Because he couldn't have had clothes on for his back to get cut up like that. And even at what, 10, Winter's little backside was.
By the way, Steve's ex-wife Mary previously accused Steve of cheating on her with Marjorie, leaving her penniless, evicting her from her home, and turning their son Winton against her. Steve fought back with court documents and claimed he paid everything he was legally required to. But here's the thing, he never really denied those cheating allegations. The divorce was granted on irreconcilable differences, and Marjorie's name wasn't mentioned in the proceedings. But we all know how that works. And according to Mary, Marjorie was the mastermind behind all this. She wanted Steve to out her kids over his own flesh and blood. But like I said, it wasn't just about the money. There's another reason why Marjorie was so desperate to give her kids the Harvey name. This woman is smart, she's calculating, and she played the long game. And she knew that once she became Mrs. Harvey, she had to erase her shady past and make sure nobody could connect her to those kingpin days. And it worked. Most people have no idea that Marjorie was once watched by the FBI and married to 2 convicted felons. Many people don't even know Lori isn't Steve's biological daughter. And that same energy that Marjorie used to erase her past, she's now allegedly using it to protect her present. Because when Katt mentioned Steve's ex-wife and exposed him for lying about his come-up, he threatened the image. He threatened the brand. He threatened the whole perfect family thing Steve and Marjorie spent millions building. Marjorie has been trying for years to build this classy, elegant image. The fashion icon, philanthropist, the power wife with the perfect blended family. She's got the blog, the fashion lines, the charity foundation. She's the queen of slaycations. This is why she spent years erasing her past. So when Katt brought up Steve's ex-wife, the one who was actually by his side when he had nothing, that opened a door. Because once people start asking about Steve's ex-wife, they start asking about Marjorie's ex-husbands. And that's the part she really doesn't want people to find. And now we're hearing from sources that Marjorie is still fuming that Katt dared to bring all this up on Club Shay Shay. And allegedly, she's the one telling Steve to handle Katt and make sure he never speaks on their family again. And this actually tracks because Steve has admitted before that he's afraid of Marjorie. Back in 2023, this jail phone call leaked between the co-host of the Steve Harvey Morning Show, Shirley Strawberry, and her estranged husband, Ernest Williams. During this call, Shirley was describing a visit to Steve and Marjorie's Atlanta mansion, and she said that she and other co-workers wouldn't have gotten the full tour if Marjorie had been home because Steve is scared of her. And then Shirley also said that Marjorie looks at us as the help.
No, I haven't seen her, but she looks good on her pictures. No, she's not there. If she was there, we probably wouldn't have been all over the house. Wouldn't have done it. No, you know he's scared. All of that, yeah, but yeah.
So Shirley basically confirmed what most of us were already thinking. Marjorie is the one running things. She always has been. Now, Steve talks tough in public, but really he just follows Marjorie's lead. He goes out there and makes threats, talks about knocking people out, makes calls to his industry connections, but the one really pulling the strings is his wife. That's why Marjorie's so mad at Katt. Her whole image has been carefully constructed, and she wants to protect it at all costs. But Katt threatened to tear all of that down with just one interview. But here's the thing, Marjorie might be able to boss Steve around, but Katt Williams? Katt is a different breed entirely. Katt has been through everything. He's been shot, arrested, sued, canceled, blackballed, and counted out countless times. But he's still here. He's still talking, he's still exposing people, and he's still booked and busy. You can't silence Katt Williams. You can try, you can make calls, threaten him, use your Hollywood connections, but Katt has been through worse. He's already dealt with the industry trying to destroy him, and he's still standing. So now fans are saying Marjorie is wasting her time trying to blackball Katt. Katt is not Steve. He's not scared of Marjorie, and he's already exposed her once. So if she keeps pushing, he might just expose her again. And next time, he might not stop at the light-skinned wife comments. But let me know how you feel about Marjorie allegedly ordering Steve to get Katt canceled. And why do you think Steve is so scared of his wife? Drop your comments below, and I'll catch you in the next one.